Hey YouTube, if you clicked this video, it's because you're interested in behind the scenes footage of Redoo's latest video, Enemy by Imagine Dragons. I was the coach in it. Because I was the coach, I thought it'd be really cool to document the process and how things went, what went well, what didn't go well, things that I would have changed. It's a little bit too late now, but the video is absolutely fantastic. But if you haven't already watched it, please go watch it right now. You need to go see it on his channel. Give it a like, comment below. It is so surreal for me to actually get to be in a Fanmade, and it's even more crazy that I got to be Jinx because I've been playing League of Legends since 2011 and I absolutely love the game. I love to hate it as well. And the characters in it, the world building, and Arcane was absolutely amazing if you haven't seen that. So let's get started. The base costume was bought from a website called Make Costumes. I've actually bought cosplays from them before, so I figured their sizing chart was fairly accurate and it would fit me well. And the base costume did end up fitting me quite well. But the morph suit was something I knew I'd have to make changes to. So originally I started with a white morph suit. I knew I needed to attach Jinx's tattoos onto it, and I also knew that I needed to take in the morph suit so it would fit me better. So the first thing I decided to do was start making Jinx's cloud tattoos. This wasn't a hard task, it was just time consuming. And then on stream, I painted them all. I was just going in and adding blue details along the outsides as well as some of the swirls on the inside of the clouds. We also watched YouTube videos at the same time, so it was quite fun. What really sucked was at the end, I made 13 of these Jinx clouds, but I only ended up using maybe 7 or 8 of them. So now I just have extra Jinx clouds just laying around. And then this is how they looked when I was finished. So this is when I started sewing the clouds onto the white morph suit. It was actually really tricky to pin these clouds to the morph suit because I needed to have the morph suit on while pinning the clouds. I learned a lot during this process, if I'm gonna be honest. Sewing on spandex is kind of hard. Also, I used a basting stitch to sew the 2 pieces of cloth together. And since the basting stitch is such a long stitch, it's actually really easily removable. So because of that, I could remove the Jinx clouds from the morph suit if I ever want to use this morph suit again for another project. Next, I have to sew a glove. Look, it kind of looks cool though. I think like tattoo-wise though, it looks pretty good. Yeah, like, oh my gosh. So what you're seeing right now is how I made my Just Dance glove. I basically just took my hand and traced it on a piece of paper to make the glove pattern. And then I cut that out, pinned the sides together, and then I sewed them together. I used a zigzag stitch to give the fabric more give whenever I stretched it like over my hand. But I also found it was really hard to sew in between the fingers with the zigzag stitch, so I ended up using a straight stitch for that part. And then after I was finished sewing it all together, I put it on and I cut off the fingers. Like right here, right here, right here, right here, and like right here. That should be the glove area. Let me cut now. Rip my seams. Here's my really dumb glove. It'll do. I'm back with my test makeup run, and I think it looks good enough. Technically, this white paint will have to come down, go over my ears too, and go all the way down here. I know it's going to rub off onto my suit. Jinx has a really dark shadows right here next to her nose, and it goes a little bit like down underneath her eyelids as well. As for the eyebrows, I think they look a little bit green. It's really funny because I used gray over my eyebrows, but the white was already on it. Jinx has a really thick inner eyebrow and then it just gets skinnier. So I tried doing that. I don't know how well it turned out. There is so much work that goes into this. So I thought it would be cool to put my wig on just to see. Okay. Here is another test with everything on my face. This wig is really heavy in the back because of these pigtails, so it actually pulls it down. So I have to use these like really thick clips right here. I have another one right here, and there's one hidden right here. The bangs aren't really styled, so I have to figure that out as well. I need to pull them a little bit more to the side, I think, just so when I'm dancing I can see properly. I think it's coming together. You can tell I'm sweating a bit, like this is rubbing off right here. Oh, and that reminds me, I didn't talk about the choreography. I actually didn't make it up, Redoo did. He sent me a video of the dance and I learned it. The leftmost lyn was recorded during my first practice session. The middle lyn was after some practice and I wanted to do a light costume test. And then the far right lyn was one of my last practice sessions, just testing things out and making sure I understood the dance still. I'm glad the choreo was easy though, because once I had the wig and full makeup and costume on, I was really uncomfortable. I actually never dance in shoes either, so when I was wearing the boots while dancing, it was a bit of a shock. It made the turning part much harder. But I also want to say I think easier choreos are a great learning spot for new dancers. Overall, I felt like the dance encompassed Jinx's character well. In the beginning, when Jinx gets pushed or bumped, I imagined her from when she was younger, and I wanted to display the anger that she would have felt. As the song progressed, I wanted to make her facial expressions come off as her being more confident and eventually crazy, until ultimately she was just happy and singing along. Also, this part of the dance where you move your head back and forth really quickly gave me so much neck pain every morning after I woke up after a dance practice. So, after doing the makeup test, the wig test, and the hair test, it was finally time to put it all together. And this is where things started going sour for me. The day that I picked to film was a Sunday, and Europe was still going through a heat wave. It was very hot. We do not have air conditioning here. I was wearing the full body suit, the wig that was crunching my brain, my head. It was on so tight. I had boots on, and I had gloves on, and the white makeup. And I was trying to record at about 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is roughly like 30 or 31 degrees Celsius weather. It was rough. I kept having costume malfunctions, and because I started sweating, my face, the white makeup, was just completely coming off. So I would do a take, think it was really good, be very happy with myself, and then turn around and realize my glove went from being up here all the way down to here. Or I'd look at the ground and I would see bobby pins everywhere that fell out of my wig. And that meant that my wig most likely was messed up with the way that it was styled now. I was constantly putting bobby pins in it, readjusting it. The styling that I did on it the previous day was just not the best. It was very hard to adjust the wig because I didn't have my hands. Like, I had my hands, but they weren't very grippy because I had the white suit gloves over them. I felt like I was trapped in a sauna, and that's also why I don't have any video footage of after I'm done other than just a picture, because I was so sweaty. Anyway, enough of me talking about that experience. Let me show you behind the scenes footage. And that's the entire video. Thank you so much for watching this far. I hope the behind the scenes content was interesting enough for you. And if you haven't already, please go over to youtube.com/Redoo and give him a subscription. I remember when I first was getting into Just Dance and I saw his Fanmades on YouTube, I always dreamed of being in one. And the fact that I get to live that dream was such an honor, especially because I love Jinx from League of Legends so much and I love Just Dance. So getting to mash those two things together was such an experience, and I was really afraid to disappoint, but I hope I didn't. And if you enjoyed my channel, please give me a like or leave a comment down below or even subscribe. I like posting Just Dance content and I will continue to do so. And finally, I stream Just Dance about 2 to 3 times a week over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SincerelyLyn. It's great seeing new faces in chat, so if you ever want to talk to me while I'm live, definitely come say hi. And I believe that's it. Have a fantastic evening or night, and goodbye.